Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we are building Victor Creels' house from Stranger Things. So I'm going to do a little spoiler alert here because I might mention things, and if you haven't seen it you might want to click away. So I tried to get this build as accurate as possible, but you don't see every single room in Stranger Things. So I looked up the original house, which it used to be a bed and breakfast. But even looking at images, especially the upstairs, which you don't really see much of, it was really hard to tell the floor plan. So I made the rooms that you did see, but I don't know if they were in the correct place. And I just, the floor plan upstairs is an absolute mess, but I was trying to be accurate to one of the rooms you see. So you'll see it looks a bit weird, but we're just going with it. Also, the little roof that's sticking out on the left hand side I think is an extension because it looks different to the rest of the house when looking at the original images. I also don't know what the back of the house looks like because it did not show any images of the back, so it was all just a bit of guesswork. And there's a few skew-if things which I didn't realise until I was making the video, like that roof being sticking out, and the attic thing. I accidentally coloured the roof instead of inside the attic. So yeah, just ignore that. There was a few little mistakes, and sometimes the windows are not all the same height. I was really stressed building this because I was, like I said, trying to get as accurate as possible. So apologies if there's anything wrong. So yeah, this is the building before anything happened. So when Henry was still a kid, and you see a lot of flashbacks, and this is where I got most of the layout from, was when Nancy and Robin are talking to Victor Creel in the psychiatric ward, and when he's telling the story you see little clippets of the house before it was all run down and ruined, which you see when the kids actually go to the house. So yeah, I had to include the grandfather clock because obviously it's iconic, and I included quite a few clocks around the place. And obviously this room is the room where, yeah, bad stuff happened. If you know, you know. I also didn't detail this house too much because I was so focused on trying to get like the shape of the house and the roofing correct that I sort of got a little bit sick of actually making this build. I've been working on it for a few days now. I think just looking back and forward at pictures to try and work floor plans out. And this room here looks a little bit more modern compared to the rest of the house. I'd say it looked a bit more like Art Deco style rather than that more traditional style. And yes, there is a window on the right hand side here, and you see it for a split second. And when looking at the house, this window actually is inside of the extension. You can actually see the window looks into this room. But this is the room where there is a baby's crib in the fireplace. I was tempted to put a bassinet in there and size it down, but I was like, that's a bit grim. This room, it doesn't look like this in the original build either, but the kitchen is similar to one of the pictures, but I don't know where the kitchen is, but there is a second house behind this. I don't know if the kitchen is in that house because the windows on the images were very different. The idea with this room is it is Henry/1/Vecna's room, with it being red and having clocks everywhere. This room is featured a couple times in the Stranger Things, and I've put the little vent there from where the widow spider is. That's the only room that you see that is accurate. The rest of it is just made up. And this is what I've done as the parents' room. You do briefly see the little girl's room, and she does have a single bed, but because the room was really large I decided to make it a double bed. And there's a lot of yellow in her room, so I included a lot of yellow just to be a little bit accurate. But honestly, I don't know where her room was placed in the house. There was 2 doors here, and there was another door in it. Every door leads to another room. It's really, really odd, the floor layout. So yeah, if you do want to play with this, it is really, really strange. But the other thing is as well, the stairs in Stranger Things go up and turn left and go up and straight. You can't do that in the Sims, sadly, so there is just like a gap at the end of the stairs. And the last place I did was the attic, so it is a little bit bare. But that's it for this build. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.